On March 16, 2022, Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens would pull off a trade with the Florida Panthers that deserves a lot of praise, sending big bad Ben Chiarot all by his lonesome self over to Florida in exchange for Tyler Smilanek, who looks like he's missing a chiclet here. Oh my god, let me go ahead and fix this for you guys real quick. There you go. They would also receive a 4th round pick in 2022, which I'm pretty sure turned out to be Cedric Guindon. But most importantly, a 1st round pick in this upcoming draft of 2023. What a deal for the Canadiens, and it's been a talk of the town lately because old Bill Zito and the Florida Panthers over here have been self-destructing of late. They're currently sitting in 21st spot in the entire league, just 2 spots above the Montreal Canadiens themselves. And believe me when I say they've been looking horrible lately, okay? They've had their fair share of injury issues. Alexander Barkov's all banged up now. Matthew Tkachuk appears to be losing his mind, and I think it's great. It's great comedy. Hughes is just looking like some kind of a pure genius from this trade right now, and if he can somehow, someway, manage to pry just one more 1st round draft pick from the arms of a GM heading into this draft, then this rebuild could be a speedy one for the Montreal Canadiens. And this leads to the big question, okay? Who will be this year's Ben Chiarot at the trade deadline? Who's going to be this year's Tyler Toffoli? Some people think it's going to be Joe Edmondson, some people think it's going to be Sean Monahan, and some people think that maybe, just maybe, it could even be a guy that's already locked up long term like Josh Anderson, which is tricky. Now look, there's arguments to be made for each and every one of these guys, okay? And in today's video, I'm going to make my prediction on who I think the Habs are going to trade for first, and I'll also give my thoughts on some of the other yin-yangs that are likely going to be on the block. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. Okay, so without wasting too much of your precious YouTube time, if you're asking me, Sean Monahan is my guy. But it all depends on his health right now. Now, according to Stu Cowan, he did see Monahan the other day not wearing a boot. Sounds like a positive sign to me. I'm hoping he's going to be back at some point right after Christmas. So let's see what happens, because if Monahan can come back and be healthy and continue putting on a show statistically for Montreal, then this guy in particular could be a real valuable asset to any team heading into the 2023 playoffs. Montreal fans have absolutely fell in love with this guy. They've got love in their eyes and shit in their pants every time he's on the ice. He plays good on the wing, good at center, likes toast, good on the power play, and most importantly, the guy's contract is over right at the end of the season, so there's no baggage with him, okay? You're not getting any baggage taking Sean Monahan on your team. This guy is definitely going to be on the radar of other GMs around the league heading into the deadline, and I'm sure Kent Hughes is going to find a place and maximize his value. And I mean, it's easy to prove just how much this guy's worth to a team. Look at what his injury has done to Montreal, for example. You can pretty much pinpoint the moment that things really began to get a little ugly in Montreal, and it was exactly when Sean Monahan went down to his injury. It caused complete chaos in the lineup. Secondary scoring was just non-existent. So moving him before the trade deadline, it's actually going to accomplish a couple of things, okay? Number one, it could potentially bring back a juicy return. I even think a 1st round pick. And number two, it's also going to cause the Canadiens to sink further into the mud that they've been slipping in. Naturally. It's genius. Now, the most ironic thing of all, of course, I mean, if you manage to get another 1st round pick for Sean Monahan, is of course that the Flames, they already gave Montreal a 1st round pick just to take this guy off their hands. Big Bad Brad was in a desperate situation. He acted during a point of weakness, and our GM Kent Hughes took advantage of a very crappy situation for the Calgary Flames. You sneaky little bastard, Kent. You did it. Oh yes, Sean Monahan is the John Lennon of the Habs trade bait board right now. And then we got Johnny Drouin right at the end of the board. Then I guess he's kind of like the vanilla ice. But we'll get into that a little later. Now, as for the other 2 players that I mentioned earlier, Joe Edmondson and Josh Anderson, unlike Monahan, these guys aren't considered rentals, okay? They come with a bit of term, which could potentially make things a little tricky. Joe Edmondson has another year on his contract. Josh Anderson has like 18 more years left on his contract. I think money-wise, obviously, Edmondson will be a much easier target to move. But I gotta say, I don't think Hughes is going to be actively shopping around these two players, okay? He's not going to be going door to door selling Girl Guide cookies with Joe Edmondson and Josh Anderson. Not happening. But if a GM came along and the right offer was made, then a deal could be done. There's also some players on this team that I'm willing to bet one of my intestines that Kent Hughes would just love to move. Let me introduce you to the shit list, okay? This is a list you don't want to fall in. Johnny Drouin, Yoel Armia, and Evgeny Dadonov. This is the Bermuda Triangle of ass right here. I don't think any of these guys got any value, despite Marty St. Louis giving them plenty of minutes. The man's tried everything in his power to get these guys going, to raise the stock. But let me tell you, they ain't worth beans. Johnny Drouin has been trying so hard since he returned. He's trying, okay? Remember that friend when you were growing up that would try so hard to kiss his own ass sometimes? Sometimes you can try all you want, but it just ain't gonna work out. That's Johnny Drouin right now. Evgeny Dadonov, he's looked so bad that sometimes I just close my eyes and pretend that he doesn't even exist when he's on the ice. I want to throw rocks at Yoel Armia. It's bad, okay? I want these guys gone yesterday. All I know is the Habs, they're going to be very active between now and the trade deadline. Hughes has got to find a home for some of these guys. Maybe not all of them. Maybe you even get a team that comes knocking for Christian Dvorak. Maybe there's a GM out there that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about Mike Hoffman. Interesting days are ahead, Habs fans. And the more ammunition we can muster up for the 2023 draft, the better. And always remember, if the Panthers do continue to go on the path that they've been going on and losing and losing and losing, we could have 2 shots at the lottery, boys. Yeah, better days are ahead. That does it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Which Montreal Canadian is going to be this year's Ben Chiarot and Tyler Toffoli? I want to hear all about it. Don't forget to bite the kneecaps off of the like button before you leave here. And hey, I'll see you next time.